Imagine waking up tomorrow and the ocean isn't moving. No waves, no tides, no motion at all. At first, it just looks unusually calm. But then people start noticing something strange. The waves aren't collapsing. They're frozen in place, mid-crest, like the ocean had been paused. That's when the realization spreads. The ocean didn't just stop moving, it froze. And not just near the shore. Every ocean, every coastline, across the entire planet. And within hours, the consequences would begin. Harbors turning into solid ice, ships stranded in place, fishing fleets trapped miles from shore, entire coastlines locked in ice. And that would only be the beginning. When something this strange happens, people assume it's temporary, some kind of extreme weather event. But the ocean isn't just scenery, it powers the systems that keep the world running. And when it stops, everything connected to it begins to fail, and no one would know how long the ice might last. Within days, the first major problem would appear. Global shipping would begin to collapse. Nearly 90% of the world's trade moves by sea. Food, fuel, medicine, all of it crosses the ocean. With ports frozen solid, supply chains would start breaking almost immediately. Supermarkets wouldn't empty because the food disappeared. They'd empty because they could no longer move. Then the ecosystems would begin to change. The ocean supports millions of species. Fish depend on moving currents. Marine animals rely on oxygen circulating through the water. With the surface frozen, that movement slows. Fisheries around the world would shut down, not because the fish were gone, but because nobody could reach them. Entire coastal economies would grind to a halt. But by this point, scientists would start asking a much bigger question. If the oceans froze overnight, what else could stop? Because the real danger wouldn't be the ice you can see, it would be the systems beneath the surface that suddenly stopped. You see, the ocean controls Earth's climate. Massive currents move heat around the planet. The Gulf Stream alone keeps much of Europe warm. If the oceans froze, these currents would stop. And when they stop, the planet begins to change. Weather patterns shift, storm systems weaken, rainfall moves to new places. Northern Europe would cool rapidly. Regions that rarely see freezing temperatures suddenly would. Entire climates begin drifting out of balance. At first, people would focus on the ice, the frozen ships, the silent harbors, but eventually the realization would set in. The ocean was never just water. It was circulation, temperature, food, weather, trade, life. For thousands of years, the ocean has moved without stopping. Tides, currents, storms, waves. It's easy to believe something that constant will always be there, until the day it suddenly isn't. Because if the ocean ever stopped moving, the entire world would feel it. And that stillness would change the planet forever. Watching the ocean turn solid, it's hard to not wonder how fragile this planet really is. Earth has always felt permanent, but history tells a different story. Long before humans ever walked these shores, entire worlds vanished here.